Shut Your Mouth Lounge, episode number. We said the episode number a long time ago, didn't we?
Oh, we didn't actually this time. I forgot.
Yeah.
339.
349. Okay, it's episode number
339.
330.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, episode number 339. Did you say 339?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't for sure if I hadn't made up the 9 in my head at this point. Yeah, episode number 339. Hey, it's a grand old time for everyone. There's Addie, there's Pink. What else did you expect? You shouldn't expect more, honestly.
I was just about to say I expect more, but I guess that settles that.
We promise more and deliver less. I found this motto in the dumpster.
Yeah, it's been left behind, sadly. All right. Yeah, hey, so Pink.
Yes.
You YouTube?
The YouTube. Yes, I do much YouTube. I do a lot of the YouTubes. And this week on my YouTube, the channel, there will be many episodes of Super Mario Advance 2 coming out. And Super Mario Advance 2 is just Super Mario World, but released on the Game Boy Advance with updated graphics, if you can say that. But you can. With updated graphics, unique sprites, and improved gameplay controls mechanics. As in the original Super Mario World, Luigi played the exact same as Mario, but in Super Mario Advance 2, they've updated the mechanics to where Luigi now plays like he would in Super Mario something,
Yes,
where Luigi
Super Doki Doki
first
Panic.
gets his... Yes, that one, where Luigi first gets his super jump. So, yeah, in Super Mario Advance 2, Luigi will be able to super jump, unlike Mario, who gets nothing because he's Vanilla Man.
Gaming's basic as bitch.
Yeah. Also in Advance 2, Yoshi can eat and spit out anything. Whereas in the original Super Mario World, if he ate like a Koopa without a shell, then he'd just eat the Koopa straight up. But if he ate the Koopa with the shell, then he could spit the shell out. But in Advance 2, if he eats a shellless Koopa, he can just spit that entire Koopa out as well. And they go flying out like bowling balls and launch into the other enemies, which is pretty radical. I love it.
That does make him mildly less horrifying.
But yes, it's only, as far as I'm aware, it's only going to be Super Mario Advance 2 coming out on my channel. I've not recorded anything else. I don't have anything else in the bank, I don't think. So it should just be pretty consistently Advance 2. Like, probably an episode every day, maybe 2 episodes a day. We'll see. But that's it.
All right. Addie.
Well then, reviews or getting worked or not getting worked at the same time. I've been taking a break just because I spent the last 3 weeks making reviews, and like that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And then I had to travel this week, and then I travel next week. And then the school starts next month. Oh.
Ew!
So yeah, I had to postpone some development. But the next review is scheduled for the first week of September. Yes, that's when dates are. Or even actually the first Monday of September. But yeah. Then, on my second channel, we have Kingdom Hearts, of course. Apparently this is a gummy ship focused episode.
Oh no.
Then, Rival Schools 2. I get my ass beaten by Roberto again. For 30 minutes.
He does what to your ass?
Beats it.
Okay, fair enough.
He doesn't eat it. I would have had to insert more. I would have had to insert more coins into my Dreamcast to do that.
It's good to know that's how that works. I'll remember that for the future.
And then Perfect Apocalypse. One of the best scenes in the series plays out this week. It's one of the best conversations. You'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, then I'm also working on October's review. It's gonna be Shadow the Hedgehog,
Woo!
and I thought it would be timely because the Sonic X Shadow Generations is coming out in October, I think. And what, Pink?
I was saying what because I didn't believe you. I hadn't heard of the game until now.
Fair enough.
Well, shit just changed.
Yeah. You need to buy 5 copies so that you can play the one level from Super Mario 06. Yes, that one. The one where Waluigi yells, "It's no use. It's no use," and then just runs into a wall. Anyway.
And more important news.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm
All right.
I'm working on that, but that's been taking a while because yeah, I have a lot of shit cooking. Like I have videos for the gameplay channel scheduled until like I think April.
Excellent question.
I think I have it scheduled until like April of 2026. So like Digimon Survive, which is not even a series that I've started yet, by the way. That's gonna be started in October. But Digimon Survive, thus far, is running until 2026, April of 2026, I think. And then
Jesus Christ.
yeah, and then Kingdom Hearts, Chain of Memories, yes, that one. I have like another 2 or 3 hours of footage that I still need to edit of that sometime, which should put it roughly in the same time frame, I think. But so
all right.
thus far, Chain of Memories ends at the end of 2025. So, but that's not the end of the game. That's just how much I have uploaded yet as scheduled. So yeah, Kingdom Hearts never ends. Digimon, I don't know how long Digimon will take. I think I'm at the halfway point of the game. Unless the internet lied to me and the game has more chapters than it's supposed to.
Which may be the case.
Yeah.
The internet never lied to you. Nothing but truth is found on the internet. I guarantee it.
But yeah, that's it for my channel.
We'll say I go with that.
Yeah.
All right. On my channel, it's going to be more Vermintide, and I think also I've got some Dead by Daylight stuff to load. So there you go. Other than that, on the group channel, we have on August 12th, Monday, Danganronpa 23. You know.
Dragonrumper.
August 13th, Capcom vs. SNK 2 returns.
Nice.
On August 14th, Wednesday, Payday 2, Part 23. On August 8th, cracks me up that that's Part 20.
Does that Payday still have a title? Because eventually they stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh. All right, August 15th, Thursday, The Last Blade Part 2, Last Blade 2 Part 2. August 16th, Friday, Street Fighter 6 Part 24.
Ooh,
and August
Blade.
17th, Saturday, Part 29 of Phasmophobia.
Oh yeah, Pink, did you check out the Last Blade video?
No.
Okay, don't. I want you to experience the character. We found the character for you in Let's Play 2 already. So eventually, when we play it, I want to see how you react to them.
All right.
Maximum Goblin. Anyways. All right. So, a topic. Well, see, I've been thinking, I'll provide my example first, just real quick. What's a work of fiction, piece of media, character in fiction, whatever, that you're a fan of, but nonetheless, it feels like if you have to say, you know, if you ever comes up in conversation, you're a fan, you have to like provide an asterisk of like, okay, I like this, but not the thing you're thinking of, not the thing that everybody thinks of now. So I'll say for me real quick, you know, when I was in my, you know, when I was like 10 or 11 years old, I read the first few issues of Young Avengers. And Young Avengers is a spoiler for the twist of a like nearly 20-year-old comic now, but nonetheless, the main villain of Young Avengers, it turns out, is Kang the Conqueror. Because one of the main characters is Iron Lad. And Kang the Conqueror, it turns out, is just, you know, an older version of Iron Lad, or rather vice versa, and with Kang the Conqueror being a much more pre-established character, Iron Lad is just a young, not yet an asshole Kang the Conqueror. And, you know, that was part of, you know, early love for Kang the Conqueror, and I still think he's a really cool villain idea. You know, Tyrant from the future comes back to conquer the past, which is the modern day for us, but past for him. Very cool idea. Nonetheless, if it ever comes up in conversation, it's like, oh, you know, I really like Kang the Conqueror in the comics! In the comics!
Yeah. I have a very, very similar situation with my answer, because I have been a diehard, lifelong fan of Ultron.
Oh,
Yeah. And
that's similar but different.
yeah, similar but different. I've always been fascinated by Ultron, love the character, love everything about him. And then he got put on the big screen, and boy, oh boy, was that a flop.
Yeah. I mean, like, by all means, James Spader, to my understanding, is a perfectly fine dude. I don't know much about him, but I don't think there's anything wrong with him.
Yeah,
but
nothing wrong with the actor, but the writing of Age of Ultron doesn't even sort of capture the essence of Ultron at all.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Very, very disappointing.
Like, I think Age of Ultron, I think the quippiness whiplash on the MCU is well deserved. At the same time, it's turned into such a lazily applied criticism by people that I know were fans of the quippiness before it became a popular criticism.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's very funny that Marvel's got too quippy criticism came in, you know, deep into Phase 4. When it's like, no, really, the worst example of quippiness in all the MCU was making Ultron a quippy character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the actual fuck? You know?
Yep.
Man, that one's like that. I think there's no matter what, there's some screwiness just by the fact of like, okay, Ultron in an MCU where Hank Pym is largely irrelevant and never going to be an Avenger.
Yeah. I'd like to believe it could have worked, but there's no turning back the clock now. What's done is done.
What I like, part of the thing I think there's like, when I think of Ultron in the comics, a big part of why he's such a horrible, horrible robot, evil asshole that wants to kill everyone is because he's more or less Hank Pym's misanthropy let off the leash without a conscience.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can't, you could apply that to comic book version of Banner, but not Tony. And MCU Banner isn't nearly as much of an asshole as comic Banner. But Mark Ruffalo Banner is a lovable, cheery guy who I would not buy as a misanthropist. I love Mark Ruffalo's performance as Banner. I think he's one of the finest castings in all of the MCU. But nonetheless, MCU's Banner is definitely an abused guy, but not the, like, discreetly, like, actually kind of more of a threat to the world than the Hulk is character that Banner can sometimes be in the comics. Yeah, that's who. See, that's an interesting one, because, like, I'm not nearly as embarrassed of the on-screen Kang the Conqueror as Ultron is. Where, like, Kang was a pretty bland villain in Quantumania, but he was still a villain you could take seriously. Ultron, no, he's a joke. He's shit. He's one of the worst villains the MCU ever had.
Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah, that's a good pick. Eddie, I almost feel like we could divide this into like works of media and characters both, right?
Yeah.
Because we've all also got like a movie or game that we're a fan of, but unless we have to say, but not for the reasons you're thinking of.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Super Smash Brothers, but wait a second, I take showers daily. Don't get the wrong idea.
Yeah. I prefer grown women.
Yeah.
I use soap.
Character-wise, I mean, there's a couple you could say, but the one that immediately came to mind was Baiken. Because there's a there's a very large.
The great thing is that you have to give the asterisk there. Pink.
The asterisk what? You cut out.
The great thing there is you have to give the asterisk. Pink doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, the thing there is that there's a stereotype of Baiken players where they don't play Baiken, but instead look at porn of her, and then that's it, and that's why they're fans of Baiken. I'm the opposite way. I play Baiken, and I don't look at her porn. So, like... Well, okay, even that, like, I play Baiken in games before Strive. Strive Baiken, no. I'm not a fan of Strive Baiken.
Is there any character that you prefer in their Strive variant?
No, but there's a couple that I can put up with. Like Bridget escaped the transition between games largely intact. You know, she has most of her tools. I thought she was fun when we played Strive like a year or two ago. I forget when the last public beta was that we could actually play.
Does the chick with the dog even appear in any other game aside from
Giovanna,
Strive?
no.
So that's a good answer.
Yeah, but Pink Daddy doesn't like hit her there. He still feels like she's kind of underwhelming and would be better in the other Guilty Gear games.
Yeah, Giovanna feels.
Which, grant, I feel the same way about Nagora Yuki, so I get it. But nonetheless,
yeah, Giovanna feels like they designed the character for a different game, and then went, okay, but we need to make sure that she feels like Strive, and then they just removed half of her kit. And like you can still tell that they removed half of her kit. They just won't give it back.
It's hidden deep within the code.
It's hidden deep between Ishiwatari.
I don't know what that is.
The lead developer who is notoriously or not notoriously, but who is very opinionated that the game is going to keep going in the direction that it does, that Addy does not like. Well, that both of us don't like. Excuse me.
But yeah, the rest of Giovanna's kit is hidden deep within Ishiwatari's mind palace. We must infiltrate it to free it. But yes, for like properties, I mean, that's also a thing of like, I don't know, like it depends really a lot, because sometimes the asterisk for me isn't even just, the other people are weird about it, and, I don't want to associate with that. It's just, I focus on something else than the majority of people do. Like Digimon. Digimon people really love the card game and the anime series. I couldn't give less of a shit. Like, I like the games. I would like if the games got better budgets. They won't. But past that, like I watched Ghost Game. Ghost Game was good. I tried to watch Adventure, the original Digimon series that everyone loves, and they're trying to milk to death Bandai. And I quit like I want to say 15 episodes in, because I spent the first 10 episodes going, man, it has to start sometime, and then things happened, surely, but not enough to actually make me want to finish the series, which still had 30 episodes. And that's basically my thing with Digimon, where like I like the character designs. I prefer the idea, like I prefer the concept of them being, properly whatchamacallit, like conscious people. Like I like the gimmick of, all right, here's these monsters, but the monsters aren't actually, like, the monsters aren't animals. They are just basically they function as weird looking humans. I think that's an interesting thing that they do nothing with a lot of times. But like I like Digimon because of stuff like that. And then sometimes the games or the shows might explore this, but a lot of times it's just, Tamagotchi, which, fair enough. Like Digimon, I think I've told you all this. Digimon was just an attempt to make Tamagotchi appeal to boys. So, fair enough. But yeah. Or like a lot of anime. I can't even tell you what the Soul Eater community is like, because there isn't one as far as I'm aware. Like,
Probably horny.
Yeah, probably. But like yeah, go ahead.
It's something you may have been seeing on Steam popping up. I've been playing Skyrim for like the first time in like a decade, and it's entirely for mods, of course, because Skyrim in 2024. Are you kidding me? And I forgot like just how horny Skyrim's player base is. Of like, oh my god,
yeah.
And half the mods are just clean faces mod, right? No one has this skin complexion of just pure alabaster from head to toe.
Yeah.
This is not a real thing. This is an anime. They look so dumb.
No, you see, you're making those clean faces mods make the game more realistic by making it so everyone is cosplaying as Snow White.
Yeah. God help you if you stumble onto one of the ones that suspiciously, all the Red Guard are now much lighter skinned.
Yeah.
And it's like, no. We've just emphasized the Arabic influence.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's like a specific IP that I like that has like that has very openly horny fans that like seem more overborn than normal, I guess.
I think you're less into communities that are overwhelmingly horny in terms of numbers, and more into communities that when it is horny, it gets weird.
Maybe, yeah.
There's not a lot of horny Sonic players, but the Sonic fans that are horny make up for the ones that aren't.
I mean, thankfully, at least with Sonic, I have been able to avoid the horny people. The only glance that I have ever had to that side of the fandom was just like that one video.
Cream's mother.
Yes.
Yeah. That is one of those ones that is like, I'm not a cringe comedy fan to begin with, It has to be really good stuff and have other aspects going on to appeal to me. That is like so badly the worst cringe I've ever seen in my life that I was looking at it and I was honestly thinking like I don't want to be a human being anymore.
Yeah.
If we produce this, then I don't want to be this part of the same species as this dude.
Yeah, I mean the thing about that video is that the video's existence in itself is baffling, but I really love the sentence that I forget what her name is even, because I generally don't think about this character, but Cream's mother, that she is the size of a regular human mother.
Yeah, yep, there you go.
Which is
no woman. In fairness, it wasn't that weird. It was woman.
Okay, no, it was mother. I'm fairly certain.
Well, excuse me, it's not woman. It's female. You gotta keep in mind what kind of person we're dealing with here.
He keeps calling everyone females. Yes, but that sentence I'm pretty sure is that Cream's mother is the size of a regular human mother, specifically a mother.
Oh God, is it even worse than I remember then?
I don't know. If you weren't recording a podcast right now, I'd go and check just that sentence, but.
Like, there's a lot of dumb, goofy YouTube videos that's been like, man, we gotta show this to Pink sometime. We gotta show this to Mike sometime. Or I gotta show this to Addie sometime. That's one of those ones where it's like, Pink, we will never show you this video.
Hey, Pink, I'll show you this video if you ask me to. Specifically, only if you ask me to.
Like, this is the. I expect that if we showed Ed Pink this video, there would be dead silence for about a minute. Then you'd hear the sounds of like a little bit of machinery working and then a gunshot.
Yeah. But yeah, like the rest of the like genuinely all of that video is shit. But that one sentence, like the fact that a human wrote that sentence, recorded it, and posted it, it's just like it's such a combination of errors that I can't help but laugh at it. Like it's like one of those like fucking whatchamacallit, like it's kind of like the best way I can describe it is it's like abstract horror. I don't know what that is. Technically, I'm scared, but I can't help but laugh. But yeah, I mean, I guess yeah. If you want to just like throw out a very vague one, then the furry fandom, I guess, because you know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the furry fandom is also one of those ones like the TF2 fandom, where you just look and it's Nazi furries and communist furries fighting, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like it's one of those things where like because of how decentralized and all that the fandom is, there's space for a lot of people, even bad ones. So like, you know, it's one of those things where like the like it being decentralized is good in the sense that just like the FGC or whatever, people can make their own whatchamacallit, their own like events and whatever, and people can show up, and you know it might end up being something. But it's bad because it also allows the bad people to come in easily and stay easily. And we can't do a whole lot aside from just, you know, whenever they come up, go, that guy sucks, don't interact with them. And then like reporting the person, but yeah, and then there's also like the you know, there's also a lot of stuff with the stuff like why I would put an asterisk next to me liking furry shit, of just like, you know, some people don't want porn in the fandom at all. Some people go, okay, but how about we have like a you know, a normal space, and then we can just have porn on the side like most people.
I thought you were about to say, what if we have just a normal amount of porn?
I mean, technically yes, I guess. But then there's also the people who and then like I'm also seeing this with like LGBT, or like specifically I think it's I forget if it's like gay people or whatever that specifically do this, but you know, the whole thing with rainbow capitalism or whatever the fuck they call it.
Companies that are gay for only June.
I mean, yeah, but rainbow capital, like people have whatchamacallit, people have made the definition of that more vague, so that it's just like any company appealing to gay people, which, like, you know, on one hand I get the notion, on the other,
this ought to learn them.
yeah, I have to say, on one hand I get the notion, on the other, bitch, you're getting fucking patronized. People are going, hey, we can make money out of you. That makes you normal. Don't you want to be fucking normal? So, like you know, it's the people who shout like keep pretty weird or keep, you know, the LGBT spaces weird, and like, you know, just because you can be catered to by a company without the company feeling awkward about it doesn't mean that you can't be weird. It just means that you can't fucking suck each other's dicks in broad daylight on the street. You know?
What else am I supposed to do with my time?
Yeah. But yeah, it's those people, because, like, you know, if like any and all fandom has porn, like that Rule 34 exists for a reason. It's just like, you know, my aesthetics with the furry fandom specifically is just like, I wish that we had a regular space for furries to gather and just have regular discussions and shit without porn or whatever.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if other people want to look at porn on the side, whatever, I don't give a fuck. But I wish that it wasn't the first thing that came to people's minds. Like, you know, when people say Star Trek, the first thing that comes to your mind isn't Star Trek porn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's definitely some characters that drive people nuts with Star Trek.
Yeah, the guy
There's some 7 of 9 type characters.
There's the guy that turns into a cloud.
There's a guy who turns into a cloud?
Yes, this actually is a scene from. So, I sometimes hear about Star Trek from people who like Star Trek, because I watch people who also like Star Trek and talk about that shit for some reason. And apparently, there was a scene where some like interterrestrial like god person was on board, and he was flirting with one of the female crew members, and then they had sex, but they had sex by him turning into a cloud. And then just waiting on the woman.
I've heard about this.
So yeah.
That shit.
Yes, that shit. Very dishonorable. They should have dropped an empty blue barrel on the rider.
Good idea.
Do you know what I'm referencing?
I definitely know the blue barrel. I will say, like, Star Trek, I pick up I pick up either from the Super Best Friends or their general vicinity, or Mike.
Yeah.
Though I did get exposed to the 500 cigarettes meme recently, which comes from the Orville, which might as well be Star Trek.
Yeah. Yeah, what I'm referencing is...
And seeing that scene unedited, that scene is excellent.
But yeah, what I'm referencing with the blue barrel is there's this warrior guy on the deck called Worf. In one of the Star Treks, I forget which crew is on which ship and why. But you know, people who actually like Star Trek can figure that shit out. I watched it for data for like 3 months. So like, whatever. But yeah, Worf is on one of the ships. He is this alien guy who is all about honor and all that. And
Space orcs. They're just space orcs.
Yeah. And he's basically space, like, that's a sentence that I was gonna say. He's basically Space Vegeta. You know, like Vegeta.
I thought you were gonna say he's basically space.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, so his deal is that whenever a new like antagonist guy arrives, he gets beaten to show that the new guy is strong. And one time, he got beaten by just walking past a shelving unit, and the shelving unit had an empty blue barrel on top of it, and the blue barrel fell on him and broke his back.
So to elaborate, the barrel is supposed to be full of something and weigh like several tons. It's all, and the gimmick of the episode is that it falls over onto Worf and it breaks his back. Actually, it more likely paralyzes him. it more likely paralyzes him from the neck down. And Star Trek is a show that's more about moral quandaries than anything else. So the moral quandary becomes that everyone on the ship is, pretty used to having Worf as their comrade. They've grown to like him. But Worf says, in my people, it is dishonorable to live your life if you can't contribute and you can't be a warrior. And if I am going to be paralyzed and have to live as a quadriplegic, then I won't be able to be a warrior anymore. I will be dishonorable, and therefore I must commit suicide. And the struggle of the episode is that Worf wants to die, but the rest of the crew says, no, we don't want you to die. We like you too much. Which I'm pretty sure the resolution of the episode has been just, they figure out a way to fix his spine, so therefore issue dodge. We didn't have to come up with an answer. But either which way, the crux of the episode pins on this scene of a barrel falling down and paralyzing him. But the thing is, they wanted to go with practical effects. And they weren't about to actually drop a fucking multi-ton barrel onto poor Michael Dorn's head. So instead, they drop an empty plastic barrel, very thin plastic barrel, onto his head. And they didn't even go into the special effects afterwards. They didn't, tell the sound mic guys, okay, now edit in a big clonk sound to make it sound real heavy. No, in editing, they didn't do any of that. So all you hear is very obviously the sound of a hollow plastic barrel making contact with the back of a dude's, neck. So the fact that big warrior orc man who has practical super strength, and they keep saying he got crippled by, super duper concrete, dense barrel, but no, it's very obviously like he got fucking Tupperware dropped on him. It's more than a little bit goofy, so a lot of people like to make fun of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Other part that I've heard a lot of a lot of Star Trek fans make fun of is, I think it's Deep Space Nine. They were running out of money. Every episode would involve one of the female members of the crew having some sort of problem, going to the doctor, and then the doctor going, "All right, you need boob cream. Let me apply the boob cream."
Is this the chick from New Generation that a lot of people consider like the MILF? Or is it 7 of 9?
I don't know. All I know is that I think it's a male doctor. But either which way, it's just they go to the doctor and whatever the problem is, boob cream. We must apply boob cream. That's all I hear about the issue.
I mean, if it works, who's to doubt him,
But yeah, I think like midway through the season, the writer got fired, and then the new writer wrote better, so they simultaneously didn't drop ratings, and also didn't have to apply boob cream every episode.
Terrible.
I forget. Deep Space Nine is supposed to be the one that has a lot of people that are really big fans of it, right? And that's Cisco's the captain, and they spend most of their time on a spaceship, on a space station instead of the Enterprise.
I don't know.
And I thought that was the gimmick, and then Voyager was the one with the chick captain that was written so horribly weird that the actress afterwards openly admitted that the whole time she just figured her character had like fucking multiple personality syndrome or something.
Yeah, I only watched it myself. I only watched like a couple of months worth of New Gen, whatever that is. And it literally was just like, I like Geordi, I like Data, and then like there were 2 episodes back to back that didn't feature Data at all, and I went, fuck it, I don't care anymore.
Let it be known, I got my priorities.
Yeah. Like the best part is, Jonathan Frakes got his break with Star Trek. I only know him from fucking Real Fiction. I've never seen him in Star Trek.
I know it's important that he grew the beard at one point, and that's how a lot of fans consider the real Star Trek New Generation to begin. So I know that much.
But I feel like especially after the meme, I feel like it has to be funny to be Jonathan Frakes and then go to a con And people used to tell you to say lines from Star Trek, and now people go up to me and go, say that this is false. Please, Mr. Frakes, tell me that you lied to me. But yeah, do you all have any like IPs to answer? To where you need to put an asterisk. Godfist.
Oh boy. Well, I think if you're into Warhammer, either of the I think Age of Sigmar is the one Warhammer setting where it's like, there are times where you have to clarify. By the way, I'm not weird about it.
Yeah.
Right? 40K in particular, there's still going to be the thing of like, when I see the Black Templar Space Marines in the distance, I'm like, they're kind of cool. The whole, robes over the Space Marine armor is cool. I mean, it's pretty well the same as the Dark Angels, but a little bit more subtle. But I mean, there's some neat stuff to their aesthetic. But still, anytime I hear someone say they're a big Black Templars fan, it's like,
Yeah.
You are, huh? Because for those who don't know, the Black Templars are a Space Marine chapter who wear like Templar Crusader clothing on the outside of their Space Marine armor, and they're all about purging the unclean.
Ah, I see where that's going.
And all Space Marines are about the purging unclean on some level, but the Black Templars are really big fans of it. And let me just say, the Black Templars are the only time Games Workshop gave a Space Marine chapter their own unique army list and then took it back.
Nice.
Oh.
Like fucking, I don't know how many editions ago, they were like, the Iron Fists get their own army list. It's like, do they have any unique units? No, they don't. They use the exact same Space Marine army list everyone else does. But we're going to say they have a unique army list anyways. Fuck it, who gives a shit? Black Templars got their own unique minis, their own unique sets of rules, like a decade ago. And as a kid, I was like, oh, this is weird. We got 2 or 3 Space Marine chapters that get unique colors, and these guys aren't really that important to the lore. Okay, we're unique get setups anyways. I come back 10 years later, and there's 8 bazillion Space Marine separate army lists now. Black Templars ain't one of them. We come up with 10 more, and we took back 1.
Yeah, the thing
here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's another simple way of putting it. One of the most beloved Warhammer 40K fan comics of all time is a chick shows up to a Warhammer 40K tournament, and there's a dude wearing like a Daily Stormer t-shirt at the tournament saying, I really think Warhammer's been ruined when they made it political. It's too much. All right, next match. All right, do you want to play against my Imperial Guard army, who are, one of the more suspicious ones, but acceptable, or, the Black Templars, who are pretty dangerous, and here, my custom orcs, and the orcs have had custom built onto them, just actual Nazi like helmets and outfits and swastikas.
Yeah, my thing with 40K is that, like, I heard about the space moves, but whenever I see minis or whatever, it's just dudes in blue, and I go, yep, that's Space Marines, all right.
Yeah, I have the same problem with Space Wolves, like Space Vikings. Oh, awesome, but they're still Space Marines.
I mean, not just that, but also like, all right, so the gimmick is that they turn into werewolves. Okay, why are there no minis that do this then? Like, why would I have to kid bash? Yeah.
In fairness, what it is just simply they get little features, but they don't go full werewolf.
Oh, okay.
They get like, they're extra hairy, and they get fangs, they get claws, and oddly enough, even though Space Marines are supposed to be, they're supposed to have the sexy part of the brain chemically castrated, not work anymore. For the Space Wolves, it doesn't. Something is just wrong with the way the Space Wolves are made, so that they come out with weird wolf-like traits, and also they fuck a bunch.
Mainly each other.
I probably.
But also like the other thing is like, where are the Skaven? I know that they're a fantasy creature, but like fuck it, space Skaven.
Skaven used to be, they were trying to implement them into 40k as the HRUD. But the decision was made to having the Skaven be, like, the Skaven were one of the unique things about Warhammer Fantasy. You know, they weren't just elves or orcs or humans or dwarfs. So they were like, well, let's keep the Skaven exclusive to fantasy. And so the HRUD in 40k got turned into being, like, these weird, long stilt people. Like, words would kind of fail me to describe what their design is. They're just weirdos.
Yeah, I don't know. I like space threats better. Like large space threats.
Yeah, I mean, 40k has had a 40-year history by now. So there's stuff that's just been left behind that would have been really cool. 40k used to have good beastmen who would still like kit themselves out like the Imperial Guard. And were super guilty about the fact that they're beastmen because they're like, oh man, this means the Chaos Gods touched me when I was a baby. That's bad. I'm going to go kill a bunch of heretics to make up for it. And the Imperial authorities are like, yeah, go do that. That'd be sweet. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Think.
What?
Do you have an answer for an IP one?
For an IP?
Yeah.
Let's see. There are probably a few answers that simply fail to present themselves to my brain.
Well, Pink did give the Smash Brothers answer already.
Oh, true.
This is true. This is very true. Also, a big fan of wrestling, if you guys didn't know. And
yeah,
as I said, I use deodorant regularly. I shower regularly. I use hand soap. Wash my hands like any rational human being.
That's one in particular that's like, I wonder if the stereotype is going to change in the coming decades, because the stereotype for the last 20 years, for all of our lifetimes, has been toothless trailer trash white redneck.
Right.
Unless it's lucha, then Latino. Other than that, though, toothless, trashy redneck. And in the modern day, with this modern push, it really seems like wrestling, like I think Stone Cold's part of why there's the trailer trash association with wrestling. Because, I mean, Stone Cold's a fucking trailer trash hero. But
yeah,
I mean, that was pretty well his gimmick.
Yeah.
But with the modern day, you look at the fan base, a lot of them are African American. And on top of that, when you look at a lot of the media that references wrestling nowadays, it's a lot of Japanese video games. So I almost wonder if in like the next few decades, the stereotype's going to change to wrestling fans are all black people or otaku.
Could be.
It's difficult to say because, I mean, of course, old people are going to still keep the trailer trash stereotype for a good while.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna die.
They're gonna frickin' die. It's gonna happen. We know this.
Don't ask us why we know.
This reminds me. I watched a YouTube poop. I forget of whom it was. It was like a political speech from some English-speaking country, and it was like this congresswoman or whatever just going, the homeless population will be cut in half, and then just. And then just an animation of a homeless guy, falling apart in half.
Oh man, I want to mention this just because it came to mind. It cracks me up. Getting back into Skyrim to a certain degree, I forgot. One of the NPCs that you can marry is a beggar dude who is suspiciously handsome, so you'd notice he's the one beggar that you can marry. And It's one of those funny little things. So he is set so that once you marry him and tell him to move into your house with you, he'll still be a beggar for some reason, even though he's not homeless anymore and lives with, a fabulously rich world-saving adventurer. And he will even still beg you for money.
He's a grifter.
It used to be a lifestyle. Now it's a passion.
Like, your character will go to bed with him, wake up, hi, honey. Will you spare a septum for poor old, Barius or whatever? Sitting in the living room with the cup, jingling.
I remember my playthrough. I had my character marry Farkash, and then he's like this big warrior dude. I will never leave the battlefield. And then I told him to stay at home, and then he was just like, okay, time to open up a general goods shop out of our house.
You hit him with the beware the pipeline.
Yeah.
You took you made a trad wife out of him.
Yeah, I did.
I forget. Could you get a non-warrior? Because you could marry some characters that couldn't be followers, but could you then make them follow you around after you married them? I can't remember.
Oh, I don't
I never
know.
actually got married in Skyrim.
I don't know. I had my game modded too, and it was like. So initially, I had a couple of modded companions. Initially, I was gonna make my character marry them, but apparently, Khajiit don't have marry lines, so they literally cannot be married. And yeah, there's just no voice acting for that, so they just removed the option.
Well, I know you can marry an Argonian. Is there really much difference? Hang on, let me look up the list.
Yeah, you can marry Argonians. You can marry anyone that's not Khajiit. Khajiit don't marry. Khajiit just fuck, I guess.
Wow, I'm just applying all the negative racial stereotypes to the Khajiit.
I mean, they're Romani. I get to make fun of it. They're based on me.
Well, like, they're the coolest also.
Yeah. They might steal everything and be high as fuck at all times, but fuck it. They're also cool.
Oh, wait. Well, here's another thing to note, because it's often forgotten, the Khajiit deep lore. The Khajiit that you see running around in Skyrim and Oblivion and Morrowind are just one of the 12 varieties of Khajiit.
Oh, yeah.
Because depending on what month you're born in, the Khajiit comes out different. Because, like, all the Khajiit we see running around are born in the same month.
Yeah.
And they come out humanoid. But, like, some Khajiit are just born... If a Khajiit is, like, born in February, you get a humanoid Khajiit. If a Khajiit is born in January, he comes out as an intelligent house cat.
Yeah, just
he's house cat sized and everything, but he's intelligent and talks.
I'm just confused now.
Like, you walk into a shop and, you see a cat on the counter. And it's like, oh, they got a shop cat. That's cool. And the shop cat's like, no, I'm the owner. By the way, Khajiit has wares if you have coins.
I was about to say, like you go into the shop, oh cool, they have a shop cat, and then you go to the bed and the cat just goes, Khajiit has wares if you have coin.
Yeah, like, I think like a Khajiit born in June is this super beefy muscle Khajiit that is like fucking... Like, I'm talking like Dave Bautista sized. And they just kick loads of ass and never leave elsewhere because they don't have to. They just defend elsewhere and kick loads of ass.
Nice.
I gotta pull this up. Hang on. UESP Khajiit. Because that, like... The Khajiit lore, yes, pull it up. Okay. Hang on. Okay, yeah, we've got the Alfiq. Hang on. This is an actual Khajiit NPC from Elder Scrolls Online that is one of the ones that has just been born. I'm putting them in this chat. The chat. Hang on. This is an actual just Khajiit like chick.
Nice.
That's amazing.
You reckon she smokes skooma still?
This to me looks like the Khajiit Pope.
Yeah.
Good Lord. All right, I remember. I'm pretty sure this Khajiit lore had to originally be introduced because when they first introduced Khajiit back in Arena, way back in the day, they looked like this.
Ah, yeah.
Which is just a human.
Yeah.
So they had to retcon in why Khajiit turned into cat people in the other games. And the gimmick is just that, like, yeah, no, so it turns out that, like, depending on what time of month, like, they can be, there is a cat to human spectrum, and depending on birth month, and we just, in Skyrim and Oblivion, the ones you see are the ones that are, you know, midway.
Nice.
Also, apparently, some of them are just tigers.
Yeah. Why not?
Okay, yeah, I'll throw this up there, and that's it for the oddball bit of Elder Scrolls lore for the day. So yeah, it's a that is such a delightful, like, this weird shit. I love this nonsense weird shit.
Yeah.
Like, imagine for a second that those first two, the house cat and the one that's basically a human, imagine like those two are siblings.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Quickly, John, you have to empty your sister's litter box.
She still shits in a litter box. What? She's smart enough to know that she can shit somewhere else. Like like it's not even standard for the house cat style of Khajiit. Most of them shit in the toilet like normal. This one just shits in a litter box just to be a problem.
Yeah.
Imagine if that. Okay, I doubt someone's put together a mod for this because, my God, just the amount of work it would require to make any of it work. But imagine if you get a Khajiit Dragonborn and it's the fucking house cat. The little house cat walks into the capital of Whiterun, and Jarl Balgriff sitting on his throne is like, "You! It's the face I've seen in my dreams, the savior." Well, finally, someone gets it.
You walk into Whiterun, and Jarl Balgriff goes, "Holla if you need reefer." Oh, Pank, have you put in more than like 10 minutes into Skyrim?
No.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but no, not really.
Yeah, okay, something tells me then the Jarl Balin video would be, the appeal would be lost on you.
I don't know. I watched this video back when I never even played Skyrim. Like the first time I played Skyrim was, I don't know when I talked about it. Yeah.
So you walked into Whiterun and you saw him and you're like, hey, it's Jarl Ballin.
Yeah.
Why isn't he breakdancing on the table?
Because they ain't going over if there ain't no pussy. Or whatever the line was.
Well, the thing that really completes it is the obvious sentence mixing.
Yeah.
Jarl Ballin. Jarl Ballin.
Did you watch any of the Gamer Poops? Because that's I don't know if that's where it originated from, but it is made by the same guy.
I've only seen Jarl Ballin.
Okay. Next time we watch videos together, I'll show you Gamer Poops, I guess.
Oh, no way. Is Gamer Poops also where my Specialized, my brand came from?
I don't know. The one that I remember, so Manslayer, the person who made those, in his outros, it was just like a compilation of his favorite clips, I guess. One of them, which is why I just remember this sign a lot. Whenever I think of Gamer Poops, that's just what comes to mind is, let's get to bashing bots as well as these nuts. And then also the line, a discussion from LA Noir, where they go, I like your ass, Morgan. Or no, I like your ass. You're lying, Morgan.
All right, let's wrap this up and let's switch to video watching for a little bit, and then I'm gonna have to go to sleep because I was awake all night. Pink, if you got any fresh memes to bust out, ready them now.
All right, well
I've
then,
never
bye.
had a fresh meme in my life.
Only the rotten kind.
Pink scavenges the memes from the rotten womb. But yeah.
Okay, I've got an important one to ask. I've had this in my show.
I already said bye, by the way. Just wanted to know.
What?
I already said bye.
Oh, okay.